Hello everyone, greetings and namaste. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching this video. My name is Luke Elijah, and beside me is visiting spiritual practitioner and healer who is well renowned all over the world, Alison Levesley. Thank you, Alison, for coming back to Singapore. This is my second video interview with Alison. The last time I saw her was a couple of years ago, and she's been doing lots of things, good stuff around the world. I'll let her tell you all about it. What have you been up to?
Gosh, so much. Really, so much. Travelling an awful lot. Been out in China a few times a year, teaching in the West. Here, Singapore, Malaysia. Lots and lots of online. And supporting a lot with family as well. There's been a real, a lot going on personally within the family. So it's been a real deepening, and even though a lot of it has been about death, it's been a really positive time at the same time. Lots of understanding, and especially as an interfaith minister, so I support a lot of people through different processes of life. And just understanding more about that has been a real bonus in my life.
You're also in the process of creating a new holistic center to empower women and have whole women retreats in Corfu in Greece, right?
I know.
Tell us a little bit about that. It's
so
so exciting. I can't wait to visit.
Yeah, so in 5 years ago now, I was asked by divinity to let go of everything in my life, to sell everything, let go of relationships, all of it, and to do my work. So I did. I said, yeah, I'll do it. And I've been offered 4 amazing countries to have retreats, but I just knew I had to do it myself. I didn't know where, and I've been shown by the mother. And it feels like a return, a soul's return. A real big past life thing, actually.
Yeah,
as if
you were there before and you're returning to the place, right?
So it's in a place called Aurelis in Corfu, Greece. And I've bought a piece of land which has beautiful sea views, surrounded by the Great Mother, mountain views, and it is stunning. And I'm going to build my own place, a place for me to come home to nurture me when I'm doing so much travelling, but also a place to invite people to come and let go and do some deepening.
Wonderful, right? You also, in recognition for your tireless efforts and work, you have been recently nominated amongst other 100 people to be one of the top 100 most influential women in Britain, am I right?
Yeah, it's about inspiring. So this year, 2018, it's 100 years since the suffragettes won the vote for Britain, for British women.
Yes, women's rights, feminism.
Yeah, so of course, and that's spread around the world.
Yeah.
And so one of the ladies who'd been nominated as a powerful Muslim lady, she decided to write a book bringing together 100 inspirational women from all different walks of life that will inspire the future generations. And I was nominated, so I've been interviewed, photographs taken, so I'm actually going to be in the book.
Wonderful,
what an honor! International Women's Day.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
I think the sacred feminine, the women power. This is the rise of the women in this new millennia. That men have the masculine energy, the violence, the aggression has been suppressing the voice of women and the power of women for such a long time. And so now it's a time for, like when you say the suffragette movement, the femininity to own and reclaim that worth, that power, and to bring about new balance and harmony in humanity right now. It's very much needed. So thank you for leading that way, amongst the other women.
Yeah, I think some of it, has been life.
Yeah.
So the patriarchal systems have been in place, and they've had the power. They have, but they've actually created an awful lot.
Yes.
The masculine is the external. It's the action. It's the doing. There's been an awful lot of internal. We can't just dismiss the feminine within it, because women. The feminine aspect is the creation, the actual born, the ideas being created, and then the action is actually taking it out there. So an awful lot of these institutions, we talk about the banking system, and yes, it has a purpose, but what it's doing is it's creating a huge amount of debt, and it's when people are in debt is when they're controlled, and when they struggle. But actually, when you look at systems like in India, where female sex workers were unable to change their lives and get out of the sex working industry, which, you know, was being controlled by pimps and all sorts of different, you know, things, and living in poverty. They weren't able to do it because they didn't have a bank account. So in situations like that, where women were then, you know, a bank account was created by another woman to give these women the opportunity to change their lives. So there's a purpose for these things.
Yes.
You know, there's so many different areas of our lives that have been amazing, that have been created in the patriarchal times. But what the difference is now is that we're going from the outer, we need to come to the inner. That's the real importance of our life and our work, is that we have to go deeper. We have to understand ourselves and come back into our own power, because it's only when we understand our own power that we're actually going to change the external. A lot of the work that I do, you know, I'm about to do a Healing Your Relationship workshop, and it's coming back to the root cause of why we are who we are as individuals. But and then it's also looking at the masculine feminine balance within that.
Balance is the key. Yeah.
So that deep inner work allows something different on the outer, and people are noticing the changes within their families, within the generations, within their businesses, just by doing their own inner work. It's quite remarkable, really.
Indeed, and thank you for paving the way and showing through your example. You know, like it's a re-collaboration, remodeling, rebalancing that we require. We need both yin and yang, both male, masculine and feminine, and this too, in the patriarchal systems, too overly masculine. So we're just kind of changing that a little so that it's more on par, right? Yeah. Could you tell the audience a little bit of what other projects you're up to in the near future and the distant future, other than the center?
Yes, so I've got the centre. I'm so excited about it.
I know, right? Yeah.
Really excited. So I've got that. I'm also doing the relationship. I've got a goddess retreat. That's a big passion of mine, is supporting women. I've been doing it a long time through Feminine Purpose, doing lots of work around the trafficking of women, working, you know, in all satanic ritual abuse. I've done all sorts of different work that has led me to understand so much about the work I do now. And so for me, it's about supporting women to really go into understanding themselves and really connecting with that power and releasing the energy that's within them that actually clears the generational disempowerment. And we have to take responsibility as women ourselves, you know. We are also giving permission for the suppression of women.
Indeed.
I think that's really important to say.
It stands now, you know, women owning their voice.
Absolutely. Right? And once, you know, women are made to be vessels of creativity. We are creation itself. We allow, you know, babies to be created and held and worked and birthed through us. Again, the inner with the ideas and you know, so many different things. But also, it's only when we truly, as women, come into our power that we will be able to create the rebalance for men. Men have been lost for a long time because
they're confused.
Once women have come out of being at home, I mean, you know, we've been in war situations where women have been on the battlefields, women have been working in the factories and holding the whole situation, the whole life, the whole family, the whole communities. But, you know, now it's a time of where women are coming back into their power, into recognizing who they are, into understanding ourselves, into being the nurturer, being open to love, to really coming back into that divine mother energy. Because once we do that, we'll be able to show men how to do it
by being examples ourselves. Correct. That is safe, appropriate. They just don't know how. The men are, you know, and men were taught to repress and suppress our feelings and emotions. We don't know how. So we need women to show us the way, because women are more in touch with their feelings and their emotions and with themselves, with their instincts. Thank you for your service, Alison. Could you share with the audience a little gift, a little something from your heart?
Yeah. I think the most important thing is to stop and listen. When we really listen to ourselves, we listen to that inner calling, to that inner creation for action. You know, don't just stop and think, I can't do it because I'm not this person or I'm not that person. Stop, listen and know you are that person. The more you know yourself, the more you will then be able to be that person in the world. Trust, know the calling, know your greatness and be it. And be love.
That's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Alison. I cannot wait for her to come back to Singapore. We're already planning for your return. Alright, and how can the audience contact you? Where can you go to find out more about yourself and your work?
Okay, so my name's Alison Levesley, Levesley.com.
I'll be placing her link below this video.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, my website's just been revamped. I'm actually going to speak to somebody in Malaysia in the next few days, and we're going to bring it up to date.
Beautiful.
I'm also on Facebook, and I think one of the things that I'd really like to do as well is thank you, Luke, because you bring so much for so many people, and you're also giving people a platform and giving people the opportunity to share. And I'd like to thank you for that.
Thank you. I honor you and I appreciate your gratitude. Thank you so guys for watching this video. Right, please feel free to subscribe to my channel as well as get in touch with Alison to find out more about her retreats and workshops, especially those on empowering women and bringing the goddess within to come out from inside out, as within, so without.
Yes.
Thank you guys for watching this video. Please support us as we bring forth a new paradigm, a new awakening, a new earth, a new golden age for humanity together.
Thank you.